F-105s returned from strikes against military targets in North Vietnam during the height of one of the heaviest monsoons in Southeast Asia. This monsoon, while it is a factor in our military operations, the problems it presents are not insurmountable. Our determined personnel get their jobs done and keep our planes flying despite the discomforts and inconveniences of the weather. While our military personnel are inconvenienced by this monsoon, for others it brings disaster. This is part of South Vietnam's Mekong Delta, where severe floods caused by the heavy rains have rendered some 6,000 villagers homeless. In many areas, boats are the only means of transportation. To meet this emergency, C-47s of the Vietnamese Air Force and the American Air Force bring more than 130,000 pounds of food and supplies to the only available landing area, a dirt airstrip at Roc Gia. After unloading at Roc Gia, the supplies are carried inland about 20 miles to a small village in Quien Thanh province by Vietnamese army trucks. This was the main distribution center, and the villagers from the outlying inundated areas gathered here to receive their share of the supplies. Supplies that were voluntarily purchased and distributed by American and Vietnamese units stationed at Son Nhut Air Base. A C-130 taxis into Da Nang Air Base with a valuable cargo. Any serviceman will tell you that mail from home is #1 on his personal list, and the men in the Air Force Postal Service are keenly aware of this importance. The Da Nang Postal Terminal is manned by the 92 airmen and officers of the 5th Detachment of the 9th Postal Squadron. They handle all the mail for all the services from Cam Bay north to the demilitarized zone. This amounts to more than 2 million pounds of mail a month. Working in 3 8-hour shifts, the men of Detachment 5 sort, tie, and bag the mail and have it delivered to every air base, Coast Guard installation, naval land station, Navy ship at sea, and civilian agency in the area. While mail will always be priority #1 to the serviceman overseas, there's no denying the morale-boosting effect of a good meal. Because of our modern food processing and packaging methods, the serviceman in Vietnam today has better food and a greater variety of it than in any previous war. The huge Airmen's Dining Hall at Son Nhut, like the NCO Mess and the Officers Club, all have facilities comparable to those in the States. The cooks and chefs are all food service specialists. The majority of the food, including fresh frozen meat and fresh eggs, comes from the United States. This is a logistic pipeline of nearly 10,000 miles, so there is not the wide variety of items that one finds in America. But the food is good. It's well prepared, and there's plenty of it. Airlift support for Operation Attleboro, a search and destroy mission that developed into one of the largest battles in the Vietnam War. Operation Attleboro lasted for 43 days, and the Air Force flew over 3,300 airlift sorties to bring hundreds of troops and tons of supplies and ammo to the combat area. Army helicopters shuttled the men and munitions from the airstrip to the battle lines. As Army communications men close to the scene report on the battle, the need for close air support is established. An Air Force forward air controller assigned to the Army unit and in communications with them moves over the battle area to locate the enemy positions. When he spots one, he marks the position with a smoke rocket and then calls for air strikes. Just one 24-hour period during Operation Attleboro, Air Force strike aircraft hit the enemy with tons of ordnance in close air support for our ground forces.